Good day to you, partner. I'm Guy, and I can already tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken kingdom.
Hey guys, Wheat Solo here, aka the Skeleton King. I've been meaning to do one NL build a week, and I think I'm actually going to get on track. It is exams right now, but it's nice to do something a little different. And you know, I do have a bit of free time. I watch stupid YouTube videos sometimes, and I have a little bit of time every day to dedicate to Diablo 2 instead of watching some stupid shit on YouTube or scrolling at Instagram thoughts. So, anyways, what is the first non-ladder Necro build we are doing? We are doing Brand Necro, and we're gonna do Brand Necro a couple of different ways. This is by far not what I think is the best way to build this version in particular, but obviously it's a Brand Inno Necro. And one of the first things that was very annoying is I'm not sure how much AR I need. Because Brand actually has a jaw rune in it, which means it has ignore target defense. But to me, it felt like Bone Spear was proccing at very weird amounts. By the way, my Bone Spear does like 12,000 damage per cast, so that's insane. Basically, that means I don't need anything else. Act 1 Merc barely helps me on this build. My Bone Spears can do most of the work. So it would be just better to do an Act 3 Prayer Merc, or I guess Act 3 Static Shock, Holy Shock, in case I wanted to do T3s and I felt like my damage was lacking a bit. The only reason why the Act 1 Physical Merc is here for the first video is because it's supposed to be ranged theme. And so, you know, I'm a Brand Necro, I have a bow, my archers have bows, and she's got a bow. So everybody's got a bow, except for some warriors, but they're just 1-point wonders. They actually are pretty tanky, you know, and you know they're doing something, I think. So I do skip the boss in this kill. Killing bosses with archers is kind of annoying. They're really squishy, and I can't remember when we checked if they actually do gain health. I think that might have not worked, but I'm gonna have to confirm with Renato on that. And as you can see, the damage isn't an issue. The density is an issue. So that kind of goes back to whether or not I'm not proccing because of an AR issue, or if it's just I need way more minions on the screen. Which is why maybe I should go to a T3, because it's kind of hard to get more density than this in a T1. And I kind of feel like my survivability isn't that bad. I wish I could get more L life after each kill, and like I'm definitely getting it. But I feel like I'm not getting nearly enough, even though Bone Spear is killing a lot. But I didn't prioritize life after each kill. By the way, I am wearing a Drac gloves, and my FCR is very low. But since I felt like it didn't do that much, when I switched to the Act 3 Prayer Merc, I'm basically going to drop my AR and life leech ideas at first and go full FCR and hit 75 at least and just see if that's better. And then if I play that and I'm like, God, I really need to go back to AR, then I will go back to AR. So in this video, I have kind of an assortment of FCR gear, Drax gloves, and then AR on a couple of charms. I actually bugged Top Look to give me more AR, but then, you know, I'm retarded. I forgot that the brand has a jaw rune in it, and so I think it is just a density issue. But, you know, if I'm stomping a champ pack or an elite, I'm definitely going to want some AR, but maybe with the fact that my archers do so much damage, they can kind of take care of that, and I'll just proc on the trash. And again, because I can proc on a normal mob, and the Bone Spear is still going to hit the champ or elite minion as normal. So besides switching to an Act 3 Prayer Merc or messing with my amount of AR, Life Leech, and Life After each kill, what else does the build need? It doesn't need Mono Leech. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm talking about Life Leech at all, it's because as I'm using Innocence, that means I have Blade Shield, and Blade Shield does proc Life Leech. Another important consideration is I'm using an exceptional bow, the Cedar Bow, for low requirements because I didn't have a normal base. But that means its base damage is pretty low. So if I am ever going to do the Life Leech idea, I would have to actually make it in probably an elite crossbow base, which actually could be an interesting idea. And if somebody ever wants to make this, since I'm not attacking at all, it doesn't matter if it's a crossbow or a normal bow. It's just stat requirements at that point. And having some flat dexterity is actually pretty good for AR. Again, having some amount of AR to hit elites, champs, and bosses is actually useful. because you can farm pretty well on this. So here's my 8-tab breakdown. Here is the Bone Spear numbers that I'm currently playing with. It's insane. Now, my gear is ranges from insanely good stuff that you'd have a hard time getting to just kind of things that fit this particular version of the build I was making. Kind of like this very weird belt because I didn't have enough dex and it actually is tri-res and has some FCR, so that kind of worked out. But definitely there's some areas of improvement, like the drag gloves could be better even if I thought they were useful. And again, the exceptional bow is not working out. So I'm going to keep making this. If any of you guys have any ideas, the Skeleton King needs some help on this because I am an old man and I don't deal with attack rating. And here's just some other gear I could use, or some of the snapshot gear I've collected over the seasons. I think that's it for now, guys. Oh, my Merc. Yeah, there you go. By the way, the map was fine. It did have Crushing Blow, but I didn't feel scared at all. Just, you know, the typical Blood Warp being low on health. But honestly, with Bone Armor, with how much Bone Armor I have, I was fine the entire game. And, oh, skill distribution, duh. Synergies, 1 point amp. Blood Warp. Don't forget Blood Warp, guys. And then Max Archers. Skeleton out. GG.
Come play with us, Daddy.